Upon waking up, Han Zhao traveled to a world where various countries were competing for power and demons were rampant. The divine weapon family is towering, while the spiritual beast family overlooks all living beings. The inheritance fault of the martial arts system is gradually declining. Han Zhao has mediocre qualifications, but carries a hint simulator. After the Krypton Gold simulation, choose one from entry, attribute point, and life experience. You practiced martial arts for 8 years and barely got started. At the age of 25, you got married and had children. At the age of 50, you died of illness. You have been practicing martial arts for a year and have successfully entered the level. At the age of 22, you suffered serious injuries and died from poisoning in the gang's territory-grabbing battle. Life simulation. Basic entry, simulating a future life. Sword and sword double excellence. A white entry that increases the qualifications of swordsmanship and swordsmanship by 3 times. Basic master. Green entry, doubling the speed of basic martial arts cultivation and greatly increasing the probability of breaking the upper limit. Late bloomer. Blue entry, qualifications improve with age. Body refining madman. Purple entry, practicing body refining techniques for thousands of miles in a day. Dan Dao Saint Hand. Orange entry, alchemy qualification increased by 100 times. Immortal appearance. Red entry, increasingly beautiful in appearance, has a seductive effect on the opposite sex. Health preservation technique level 72, special effects. Strengthening the body, hidden special effects. Immortal life, true vigor of the sun, nirvana holy body, 5-colored divine light. As long as there are enough entries, mediocre power, and simple and easy to learn health preservation techniques, one can also practice unparalleled divine skills. Keywords of the novel. Life simulation. Starting from health preservation without pop-ups, life simulation. Starting from health preservation with entries TXT complete collection download, life simulation. Starting from health preservation with entries latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Life simulation and entries. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 Life simulation and entries pain. It hurts too much. Han Zhao, who was sleeping soundly, felt a cold and piercing pain coming from his body, especially in the heart, as if holding a lump of ice in the cold winter of the 12th lunar month. In a daze, he wanted to get up, but felt his body numb and unable to move, without even the strength to open his eyes. What happened? Ghost presses the bed. Sudden death. Han Zhao swore never to stay up late again. Suddenly, he realized that his body could move. Opening my eyes, there was a blur in my sight. Is it still at night? Han Zhao reached out and groped towards the bed, looking for his phone to check the time. When did Shimingsi turn into a wooden bed? He froze as if his head had been hit hard, and some memories that didn't belong to him flashed through his mind like a slideshow. Han Zhao, with the same name and surname as him, is 16 years old and from Haishi City, Yuanchang Prefecture, Yunzhou, Great Wei State. Father Han Lin is the second in charge of the Fuyuan escort agency in the city. He has an older brother named Han Cheng who went on a trip when his predecessor was 6 years old, but there has been no news and he has not returned yet. Soon, a handsome middle-aged man named Han Lin appeared in Han Zhao's memory screen. Han Lin returned home with a pale face, saying that his life was not long, and then handed over a package to his predecessor. The package contained some silver, 2 pamphlets, and a pitch-black bead. After giving a few simple instructions, Han Lin hurriedly left. When the predecessor picked up the black bead, he accidentally touched the wound left by his finger cutting vegetables, and a large amount of cold and gloomy breath entered his body, and he died in the end. The memory clip stopped here. Han Zhao was startled in his heart, as there was still something deadly lying on the bed. No wonder he felt his chest cold and piercing at first, it was because of the beads. He forcefully supported the bed board and struggled to sit up. He got out of bed and went to the square table, touched the fire switch and lit the oil lamp. The dim yellow flames immediately dissipated the darkness around his body, bringing him a sense of security. In front of me is a simple wooden bed, covered with a cotton quilt. On the right side, approximately 1 meter apart, there is another wooden bed. Behind the table was a earthen stove that he had seen at his grandmother's house when he was a child, and he even shouted to add firewood and play with the fire inside. Han Zhao took a few deep breaths to calm his mood. How could you stay up all night and travel through it? However, a 26-year-old migrant worker has transformed into a 16-year-old teenager, and it seems that it is still possible. Han Zhao picked up the oil lamp and walked towards the bedside. He saw an open package next to the blanket, with a pitch-black bead lying inside. He fixed his gaze on this dangerous thing. At this moment, a light blue box appeared in his line of sight, with a small line of text inside. A bead containing yin and evil energy can cause yin energy to enter the body when touched by ordinary people. Mild cases can lead to illness, and severe cases can result in death. Now that the bead has absorbed enough yang energy, it poses little threat. However, it is best not to carry it with you, as it can easily cause kidney deficiency and provoke dirt. This is. Han Zhao was taken aback. He shifted his gaze to the white booklet, which had 3 small words written on the cover. Qianxi Yin. Qianxi Yin is a relatively basic external practice technique that lacks the fundamental purpose of entering energy. With your qualifications, it is not recommended to practice. The following sentence is completely redundant. Han Zhao felt a blow. The martial arts practiced by Han Lin are actually only superficial. Then, he looked at the blue booklet again. A basic internal cultivation technique that can cultivate true qi, has the effect of prolonging life and strengthening the body. With your qualifications, you can practice hard for 60 years and achieve great success, which can increase your lifespan by 20 years. Han Zhao's chest was blocked. Not right. He quickly reacted. According to memory, there are warriors in this world who can open monuments, crack rocks, and climb eaves and walls without hesitation, but they all cultivate their strength. Martial artists can be divided into 4 levels. Practicing skin, bones, blood, and strength. Those who practice martial arts at the level of strength are revered as warriors and are strong enough to open schools and recruit disciples. A Blackstone city, along with nearby affiliated villages, earthen castles, and mountain villages, has a population of at least 200,000 to 300,000, but there are only 20 to 30 martial artists on the surface. At this level, either continue to practice hard to seek breakthroughs, or have already started enjoying life, so basically no action will be taken. The quasi-martial artists who practice the realm of blood are the strongest combat forces that major forces usually deploy. Han Lin is a quasi-martial artist, known as the Thousand Silk Hand, in the entire area of Blackstone City. Han Lin's practice of Qianxi Yin is also an external practice method, and there is no internal practice method for cultivating true qi. Han Zhao couldn't help but fall into contemplation. As his gaze instinctively shifted to the silver coins and banknotes, the prompt small characters appeared again. Silver and the Great Wei treasure coin are the universal currencies of the Great Wei Kingdom. Money is not omnipotent, and without it, one cannot do anything. Only by spending money can one become stronger. What a good father. Han Zhao was deeply moved. Han Lin hurried back, clearly to give away his martial arts and beads. His predecessor had poor bones and was not suitable for practicing martial arts. On the contrary, his elder brother Han Cheng had excellent qualifications and went out early to explore. His predecessor wanted to practice martial arts, so Han Lin gave him various precious medicinal herbs and soaked them in medicinal baths in an attempt to improve his qualifications. Otherwise, as a quasi-martial artist and the second head of the escort agency, Han Lin would not have lived in a civilian area. It took nearly a decade for the roots of the predecessor to reach a lower level. Because Han Zhao did not reach the level of skin cultivation within a year of practicing martial arts, it would greatly increase the difficulty of future breakthroughs. Therefore, he did not learn martial arts and instead spent his days studying in seclusion at home. Han Lin's idea is to at least elevate Han Zhao's basic aptitude to a lower middle level, and then let him practice martial arts. This kind of qualification. Han Zhao frowned slightly. With such poor qualifications, the only support has encountered problems again, and the days ahead will be difficult. He shifted his attention to the various items in the room, and prompt messages appeared one by one. Table, stove, water tank. A young man with low qualifications and an ordinary appearance may have a more lucrative career than practicing martial arts in the bronze mirror. The young man had a bitter face. This reminder note may be suitable for creating a lively atmosphere, but it doesn't seem to be of much use. Can he become a treasure appraiser? This world is quite cruel, and without force, it is difficult to even protect oneself. He lives in Xinqiafang in the outer city. The Highlandfang not far away is the slum of Blackstone City. It is said that people inside can fight for a few copper coins and mantu. It is not new to find bodies in dead corners of alleys and smelly ditches. Nearby gangs and small groups often fight fiercely for territory, and it is common for dead people to die. In such a place where human life is like grass, not practicing martial arts is waiting for death. Thinking of this, Han Zhao held a glimmer of hope and silently recited in his heart. System. The next second, a shiny golden panel appeared in his sight. Name. Han Zhao. Attribute point. None. Entry. None. Martial arts. None. Is there really a system? More words are emerging. Collect 10 prompt fragments. Do you want to merge them into entries? Wait. Isn't this the game I bought at the Goose Factory? Han Zhao didn't react when he saw the prompt message just now. Now, when he sees the prompt message on the property panel and composite entry, he finally remembers it. He bought a game called Life Simulator and found it too difficult, so he bought another cheat that could add a keyword function to enable cheating. Did this thing come along too? Han Zhao silently recited, synthesis. Synthesize once, consume 10 prompt fragments and 1 tael of gold. You will definitely receive a 1-time basic entry life simulation. The current balance is insufficient, please recharge. If you want to become stronger, you must spend money. The Goose Factory produces it, indeed. Han Zhao's mouth twitched. 1 or 2 silver coins are equivalent to 10 coins and 1,000 won. 1 penny can buy 2 meat buns or 1 pound of brown rice in Blackstone City. There is no magic rice ancestor or hybrid rice in this world, and the actual purchasing power of 1 or 2 silver coins exceeds 5,000 yuan in previous lives. If the standard of living is barely enough to eat, 1 or 2 silver is enough for a family of 3 to spend a year. Escort is a dangerous profession, so the monthly salary is not low. Even an ordinary escort can earn 5 large sums of money per month, with a share for escorting and a settlement fee for death in battle. As a quasi-martial artist in the blood training realm, Han Lin earns 20 taels of silver per month, with year-end dividends and some resources that even the wealthy cannot afford. Even so, the Han family only lived in a civilian area outside the city, and it can be imagined how much silver Han Lin spent on Han Zhao. The ratio of gold to silver in the Great Wei Kingdom is 1.10, but in reality, it is difficult to exchange 10 taels of silver for 1 tael of gold. Han Zhao collected the silver and banknotes on the bed, and added about 18 taels of broken silver. The banknotes were worth 10 taels, totaling 3 pieces, as well as some scattered copper coins. 48 taels, but a huge sum of money. Poor prompting. Inappropriate appearance. Recharge. Han Zhao tried. No response. Good guy, do we have to exchange silver for gold? It's really a waste of money. Han Zhao couldn't help but mutter inwardly. It seems that after dawn, go to the bank in the inner city to exchange for gold. How should we live next? Han Zhao's face was somewhat uncertain. Although Qianxi Jin lacks the fundamental picture and cannot be fully utilized, it is also a treasure for people in the outer city area. Once the news of Han Lin's death spreads, he will be a child carrying gold through the bustling market. We must immediately become stronger and find a support. The martial arts school opened by the martial arts master refining strength in the city is a good place. As long as you pay, you can accept it. However, apprenticeship can only temporarily suppress a portion of people. The best way is to directly hand over the hot potato, Qianxiyin, to maximize profits. Han Zhao sat in bed until dawn with a complex mood. When the time was almost up, he put away the silver and the secret script personally. Looking at the black beads lying on the bed, he hesitated for a moment, wrapped them in cloth and put them in an iron box, then placed them under the floor tiles under the bed. Jia Han Zhao pushed open the door, and the cold wind in front of him made him tighten his neck to prevent the cold wind from seeping in from his collar. He hates winter. In front of me is a small courtyard, and on the right is a small vegetable field that has been opened up, where radishes are grown. There are several wooden shelves on the left open space, with bamboo sieves placed on them and pickled meat and dried radish inside. The broom tilted against the courtyard wall at the entrance, leaving traces of careless cleaning and footprints faintly visible on the ground. Han Zhao's heart warmed up. He picked up a broom and thoroughly swept away the footprints left by Han Lin on the ground, then left his own footprints and walked out the door. Walking in the alley, pedestrians occasionally greet him warmly on the road, while he silently nods in response according to his memory of his predecessor's personality. Xingqiafang is located in the south of the city, and the bank is located in the busiest Yangfang in the inner city area. He found the right direction and walked quickly towards the north. Blackstone City has over a dozen neighborhoods, each equivalent to a small village. The closer it is to the inner city area, the more spacious the streets are, and the more people there are. There are people who take on the burden of transportation, those who drive ox carts to deliver goods, and even vendors who sell goods. Fresh pork buns. 2 for 1. Cookies. Selling pancakes. Repair the pot. Repair the iron pot. Tea houses, taverns, pawn shops, workshops, and various shops are all available. There are also many small stalls with large umbrellas on the open space between the shops, and the vendors are shouting to make the beggars curled up on the roadside go. The street extended north and south, and Han Zhao walked to the city gate at the end, entering the inner city area. Centered around the tall city tower, there are rows of buildings and shops on both sides, with more vendors and pedestrians. The streets are cleaner and tidier, and beggars are nowhere to be seen. Most people's faces are filled with happy smiles. Inner urban areas, outer urban areas, slums. 3 regions and 3 worlds make up the entire city of Blackstone. P.S. The new book set sail, seeking to follow up. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. True Krypton Gold Simulation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 3. White Entry, Sword and Sword Double Jew. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 4. Life and death have destiny, wealth and prosperity in people. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 5. Local gangs are too impolite. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 6. Women only affect the speed of drawing knives, except for wealthy women. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 7. Lower root bones, genius in knife technique, is this reasonable? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 8. Internal and External Cultivation, Breaking Through the Realm of Refining Skin. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 9. 3 minutes of Hedong and 3 minutes of Hexi. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 10. Blade Catcher Song K, / the Bone Training Realm. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The source has no content or has errors.